Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. Today we'll be doing a quick sketch of two hands, cupping pose, like something like that. So if you have your pencils all set, we can draw. So let's start with a heart shape. So just like put out a flat out heart shape first. Try to put that line down there so you can meet this here. So if you have, please use very thin strokes. Now that we have that here, let's use 1, 2, let's imagine that there's rays coming out of the heart like that, just on those edges, just along those lines, that far. Okay, or they can even go backward, but they are not consequential right now. Our focus is this area right here. So right here on the side, we're going to put in an oval within the heart like that, oval and an oval, and then put in 1, 2, 1, 2. So in that way, so it looks like the head of a fly. So maybe we could have started with that, with the eyes pointing out like that, but that's fine. We'll put in a line that is somewhat like this in between. And then we are going to proceed with, so over here, let's round this off a little bit and put a flat line, and then round it off here and a flat line. So that is our guideline to put in those fingers. So one arc like that, 2, 3, and the fourth one is somewhere there, but again we will come back to that. So again, 1, 2, 3. So if you have all those lines in place, we can start fleshing out of our hand. Grab a slightly thicker pencil there. So the thumb, which is the easiest part in this case, comes first. Try to keep both things going at the same time. It'll be easier. And there we have the fleshier part nailed, but then little curve right here and that, and then same thing, little curve and that. Okay, so those are the hands meeting together here. And then of course you have all those skin folds and the lines of the hand, but that they're going to come eventually. But then right here we start off with the index finger. So index finger, depending on how much of a stretch you're giving it. So 1, 2, and 3, and there's the skin fold, the main one. So that's 1, and then right behind that, the middle finger or the largest finger, and then this finger next to the largest finger, and then the index, the smallest finger somewhere in the back there. We'll see how this works out. And so let's get that part nailed right here, and then go, I would recommend starting here again. So 1, 2, and 3, and then you just come in put a bit of the knuckle right there, and then similarly right here for the middle finger, just like that much. Now I've put this hand at a slightly different angle, and then or we could make this easy, just bring that down and cover the same ground that way. So slightly different angle, or just bring that down parallel to this, and you have the same thing going. The slight bend right there and backward, and then maybe the index fingers meeting there, and then the inside here all curled up. So essential lines that curl up there, and curls all the way through. And then there also, just imagine that there's that meeting line right there, curls and curls going right through. So you can adjust the thickness later, but so just showing the nails at an angle there. Of course there will be all those lines. There's the thumbnails. And then you will of course streamline this according to, so I'm bringing this in a little bit just to make it look a little more realistic. And there's the wrist, like going backward, or they could be here. It's up to you, but that is one angle. And there's like several angles you can do this in, like straightened out. So we have done a bit of a curve and just touched a finger or two at the end. So I'm putting just the finger lines right through there. If I were to shade it, of course this area that is farther from light would be more in shade. So the essential thing to watch for is, again, what hands you're modeling, and whether it's feminine, masculine, but more importantly, what the position is. I would start with outstretched angle and then work my way to making curled up and more curled up versions. In that way you will have an easier time dealing with the anatomy. So I'm just putting in some cross hatch right there. So what we have here is, if I just smudge that in a little bit just to make it look more acceptable, more intertwined. fact, this was not intended to be darkened there, so I'm going to just make that a little more clear. To take off some stray lines, I'll try to take off some stray lines to make it more apparent. Okay, so quick exercise in putting down hands that are in a cupping pose. Please do Google lots of images and try it out yourself. It's very fun practice. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, keep in touch. Have yourself a wonderful day.